Hello, all you filthy monkeys. 'Tis I. And today we're talking about tire chains. Because...
Winter is coming.
And it doesn't matter how many times you monkeys whack it with a stick, your filthy mud ball of a planet is still going to rotate in such a manner that it will put the northern hemisphere away from the sun. And a whole bunch of other sciencey stuff that the mush bag between your ears would never understand. Oh wait. You're not supposed to see me in this form.
Okay, so chain laws. It's complicated. Okay, so there's a couple of states that you have to be, I guess, a little more aware of, and that is Colorado and Washington. So let's put those aside for right now and let's focus on the other 46 states. Now, most states you're not going to be required to use chains, but in the ones where you're going to be required to use them, okay, this is how it works. The sign will light up and it will tell you that chains are required. Most companies will tell you that if chains are required, you need to get off the road. And for the most part, I agree with that. If it's bad enough for chains, get the hell off the road and go park. But all those states do not require you to carry chains. You are required to use chains when it's lit up. But like I said, if conditions are that bad, maybe you should be off the road. So it's going to be up to you whether or not you actually carry chains to go in those places. Places like California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona. Those places all have chain laws, but they don't require you to carry the chains. They don't require you to continue driving and put chains on. If you want to continue driving, then you will have to put chains on. But you can go in that state and just choose to stop. Now, let's talk about Colorado. Colorado is one that pops up on the internet a lot that says that people say that if you go into Colorado, you must carry chains. That's false. Hold on. Bear with me. Don't click the back button right now. There is a section of road in Colorado that if you're going to travel on from, let me double check the dates, from September 1st to May 31st, you have to carry chains on, whether or not you need them. It could be sunny and 70 degrees. Doesn't matter. You still have to be carrying chains if you're driving on the I-70 corridor, basically west of Denver, all the way to the entrance of Glenwood Canyon. It's exit 133 to exit 259. That section, doesn't matter what the weather is, you must carry chains if you're going to drive on that section. Basically, it's over the mountains through Vail Pass and all that. But to go anywhere else in the state, you don't have to carry chains. It is a common misconception that you have to carry chains if you just drive into Colorado, like 5 miles. But that's not true. Look over here. This is from the Colorado DOT website. I'll give you a second to read it. There's also a YouTube video. I'll link the Colorado State Police video, and the Colorado State Police say the same thing. If you're traveling that corridor, you have to carry them. Anywhere else, you don't have to actually have them. Now, Washington is a little more complicated. There's not a law for Washington that says that you have to carry them if you're in Washington. But there's about a dozen parts of roads, and I'll put it over here, so you can see them all. There's a bunch of little chunks of roads. They're mostly mountain passes or going over a mountain where you have to carry chains no matter what. And those are, let's see, those go from November 1st to April 1st. You have to carry chains on all of those areas, whether or not you need them. You have to at least carry them while you're driving through there. And the reason for all those is that conditions can change. So you have your chains with you, and maybe you need them, maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to put them on just so you can get to someplace safe and get off the road. But you have to carry them in those sections. But there's so many of them that basically people just say, if you're going to Washington, you have to take chains. So it's a good idea to take chains if you're going to Washington, because you can't really get anywhere without going through one of those roads. So you're going to need chains. Now, Oregon is, okay, well, Oregon's complicated and simple at the same time. It's simple in the fact that you don't have to carry chains. There are going to be times where they're going to flash a sign and say chains are required, but that means that the road conditions are really bad and maybe you should get off the road. So if you want to continue, then you're going to need chains. The complicated part is how you put the chains on, because Oregon requires you to put chains on the trailer, which I don't know any company that will let you put chains on a trailer, or on a camper. So once you get into a condition where you need chains, then you have to get off the road, because if the trailer has brakes, it has to have chains. Now, you can go to their website and look at it. They've got tons of diagrams. If you've got this kind of trailer, you got to put the chains on here. If you got this kind of trailer, you got to put it on here. You can put it on this side or that side, the inside duals, the outside duals. There's all kinds of different ways that you can put them on. But Oregon doesn't require you to carry them. They just require you to use them when the signs are on. But then how you use them is pretty complicated. So I'm not going to bother with that in Oregon. The other states like California will have the same thing. If you're going over some of the passes, like over Donner Pass, it'll say chains required. You don't have to carry chains if you're going over Donner Pass when there's not bad weather. But all the other states are the same way. You might have to use them if you want to get over that pass, but you don't have to actually carry them if you're not going to use them. So, to sum it up, call Washington, you need chains. Colorado, if you're going past Denver over the mountains, you have to carry chains. Anywhere else in the country, you don't have to carry chains if you are not going to drive in conditions that require chains when the signs are on. Research it yourself. Don't go to Facebook and get the information there. Go to the Colorado DOT website. Go to the Oregon DOT website. Go to the Washington DOT website and see for yourself. Hopefully that clears up the chain thing for you. Oh, a little bit about chains. There are a lot of different ways that you can get chains. You can buy used chains from other guys that don't want them anymore. But there's a place called, it's a tire place called Les Schwab. You can actually purchase the chains from them in the fall or winter. And if you don't use them, they're still in the bag. You can take them back to them in the spring and they'll refund your money. So it's kind of like a rental program for chains. And then there are a lot of places that will rent you chains on one side of the mountain, then you turn it in on the other side of the mountain, and you pay a fee for that chain use. There's several places that are like that. Wyoming has a few, and Colorado has a few. Arizona has a few. I don't know what's up with my voice, but sorry. But anyway, hopefully that kind of clears some stuff up. I guess that's it. So, As always, have safe travels, and I hope to see you on the road.